All right, well, homeschooling has soared across Australia, with numbers more than quadrupling over the past decade in New South Wales alone.
But is this trend actually beneficial for our younger generation, and what does it mean for the future of education? Joining us now to unpack it all is the founder of UCA Future Learning, Ellen Brown. Ellen,
Morning,
this
Ellen.
is big, isn't it? This is really taking off. I know in my area it is. Do you think that the pandemic and the fact that we had to do home learning really
Or is it because you live in a hippieville?
No, I do live in a hippieville. I quickly realised I could not be doing homeschooling with my children. It was not for us. But some people probably found out that it was the right thing for them.
Certainly. I think it all comes down to options. I mean, 1 in 4 children that come to homeschooling have come because they've been bullied at school. Then we have a lot of parents now who are really interested in what their children are learning at school and wanting to be more, in having more input into what they're learning. And then kids with learning challenges where the classroom's not the best place for them. We have a lot of gifted kids who need to go ahead faster than what the school can do. And then a lot of people doing the big lap of Australia now and wanting to take that time out with their kids.
There are some caveats here, obviously. And there are, I was watching Parental Guidance with Ali a couple of weeks ago, and there were a bunch of kids who couldn't even do basic writing or addition mathematics. So how do you make sure that they're getting the education that they can get elsewhere?
Absolutely. So you want to pick a program that actually covers the full curriculum. And as I was saying, where kids are coming out due to bullying and issues that are happening for them, if they're covering the full curriculum in their homeschooling program and the time comes that they want to move back into school, they can do that. So it's really important that they have a program that covers the maths and English and gives them the opportunity to catch up on some of that learning that they may have missed in the classroom.
What about, they're going to go into workplaces. So part of, I guess, being in an institution like a school is you learn how those relationships work. Is that a concern or socialisation of kids?
Not at all. Homeschoolers are not at home. So homeschoolers are joining clubs and sporting groups. They get together. Every suburb has a homeschooling group, so they get together and do those sorts of things. Many of our high schoolers are working part-time jobs as well as homeschooling. One of the big surges is in senior students who want to move into university without having to sit the HSC and get an ATAR. And those students will come and do homeschooling for year 11 and 12 and be working and then move into university.
I don't think there's any doubt the sentiment behind it for parents who want to do it and want to commit to it is it's their choice. But the biggest concern here is that there are kids who will fall through the cracks because it hasn't been orchestrated in the most efficient way. There have been some dramas with it and it hasn't been consistent. And what happens to those kids when they get old enough?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very important that children are registered to homeschool, and that's how we make sure that they don't fall through the cracks. So we have the Department of Education checking on their program and checking on reporting at the end of the year to see where their children are at.
But there's no obligation to sign up to it, is there?
To register?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a legal requirement to register your child when you're homeschooling.
Okay, and so they're the misconceptions there. In terms of families considering the move, what do they need to weigh up here before diving into homeschooling? Because not everyone's going to be able to do it, not everyone's going to want to do it.
Yeah, so one of the main things is that parents have to make sure that they choose a program that means that they don't have to be the teacher. So if you have a well-written program like ours where it's written to the child, the parent becomes the support person and not having to be the teacher, making sure that they leave some time to be registered and understanding that homeschooling isn't necessarily forever. So if you have a child that has been bullied or having some mental health issues or learning challenges, they can move into homeschooling and get the tools that they need and the time that they need. And then if they need to, they can move back into mainstream school again.
Good food for thought. Good to talk to you, Ellen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.